Welcome back to another adventure here on Cool Case. We're back at home, Universal Studios Orlando. And in this video, guys, we're gonna basically show you 17 things you should know before you go to Universal Studios or Island of Adventures. We feel that if you follow these 17 things, you should be set up for a good day here in the park. We're gonna show you everything from the parking lot to how to get the tickets to how to enjoy the rides, merchandise, a whole bunch of things. So I hope you're ready and I hope you watch the entire video because this is gonna help you a lot. But before we move forward to the park, if you happen to be brand new around here, hi, welcome to Cool Case Adventures, where our main mission is to help you have fun when you come here to Universal Studios, Disney, traveling, and even cruising. With that said, consider becoming part of this family by simply subscribe. And also
by smashing that like button
if we're sharing any valuable content with you. Family, are we ready?
Yes.
Awesome, because I am. So what are we waiting on?
So let's go. But wait, Mom, hit the intro.
Mom, hit it! All right, Karen, so before people come to the park, the first thing that they should know is parking, right?
Parking, you gotta park the car.
You gotta park somewhere. So the parking prices
$27 for regular cars.
At this time of this recording is $27, and you also have prime parking, which at this time happens to be $50. During busy season, it could go up to $60. Now, what is prime parking? Pretty much, apparently, it's the
Prime, like better parking.
yeah, the closest parking spot to the actual park. But you could get parked in the back, which it will be Jaws, like we did.
Yeah, I know.
Which is in the back side of the middle section. You could also get parked in the middle section, which is King Kong. And you could also get parked in Jurassic Park parking spot. However, that's only for handicap.
Right.
So if you're a handicap, that's basically where they're gonna park you. Now, I'm not sure if they're gonna park you there handicap overall, or you have to be prime and handicap in order to be there. But I wanna say, don't quote me, I think if you're handicapped, that's what they're gonna send you regardless, because it's the closest to the park. Now, be ready, you're gonna be doing a lot of walking regardless where they park you, because we parked this time at Jaws, and I can tell you right now that we haven't entered the park yet. And currently, we're gonna show you the Cool Case Adventure way. We time everything, people. You guys see, it has taken us 12 minutes just to get to this spot. By the time we actually walk over there, it will be a good 14 to 15 minutes. Now, it takes us on average of 14 to 16 minutes every time that we leave the park and make it to the car. So just add that up.
Just know that you have about a 15-minute walk.
You have to walk. You have to walk.
Especially when you're coming back.
Yes.
At the end of the night when you're super tired.
So you purchase your tickets online. You come to the park. You already pay for the parking. Where can you pick them up?
You're gonna come, actually, if you're coming to Universal, you're gonna come to the far right and you're gonna go where it says Will Call Kiosk. And then I'm assuming you just put your code, the confirmation code.
Or the credit card, yeah.
And then they should be able to pull it up and they should be able to print it.
Now, if you're staying at Universal Hotel or a neighboring hotel, they have some of the neighboring hotel has something that's called vacation planning. There's a desk. The Universal hotels do have that desk. So if you go over there, that you could actually pick up your ticket. So that's the another advantage of staying in those resorts, because you arrive there, you're already on property, you go over there, pick up your tickets, and all you have to do is just like walk to the main entrance. You don't have to worry about stopping over here.
But in that case, going to the kiosk is gonna save you more time than actually going and buying your tickets here, because those lines are still a little bit longer.
Right, so what you're talking about is just going to the regular
and buying your tickets
window
right here.
So if you come over here, you could come and buy it, but you have to make this line over
It's gonna take
here.
you a little bit longer to get it.
The next thing that you actually need to know is understanding which park are you coming to visit. So Universal has 3 parks. There's Universal Studio. What
Island
else?
of Adventure.
Island of Adventure and Volcano Bay. So
Which is the water park.
if you're looking for a water park, then Volcano Bay is the one to visit. If you're looking for more of a family park, then Universal is the one to go. If you're looking for your thrilling park or an adventure park or where the newer rides are, that will be who?
Island of Adventure.
Island of Adventure. So before you buy your tickets, you have to know which
What you
park.
wanna
What do you want to do? So the reason why we say that, when you're buying tickets, just keep in mind tickets prices vary according to the season. Obviously, lately we don't even have a slow season around here, but they tend to be cheaper. I highly recommend you to look in the week because they're cheaper than the weekend. Try to stay away from the summer or any major holidays, but know that you could buy a single park ticket, a park to park ticket, 3 park to park ticket, or you could buy let me go to just Universal just for one day.
Right.
We highly recommend you guys to buy a park to park ticket for at least if you want to enjoy it, at least 3 days. That way you're not rushed, you can take your time, you can enjoy everything. Yeah, everything that these wonderful parks have to offer. At least, I'll say at least 2 to 3 days.
Right.
Park to park. That way you could actually go from one park to the next.
So if one gets really crowded, you can go to the other one.
And we're gonna put you some information either in a description down below or on the screen because we are travel agents and we can help you with that as well. But definitely think about it, park to park, 2 to 3 days is the way to go. Now that we have entered the park and it seems kind of crowded, what a lot of people tend to do.
They come straight over here at the beginning of the park and they go to try to buy the express passes for today.
So express passes allow you to skip the line or shorter line. Shorter line. But let me tell you something about the express pass. Express passes. That's a separate pricing ticket cost, exactly. A separate ticket cost, and that could go somewhere between $89, depending the season, up to like $189 per ticket.
Plus the ticket to get into the park.
Exactly.
So you're already spending about $400 and you're not even really in the park yet.
Right. So just combine the tickets outside plus this, you're looking at about over $1,000 easily in a busy season. So now, why do people love express ticket? It's just to cut lines. So for example, popular rides can go up to like 120 minutes, but people have the idea that they're not gonna make no line. I'm gonna just bust your bubble a little bit. This would allow you to cut that line about half. So usually if it's 120 minutes, then you will be in that line for an hour. Yes, at least you save an hour, but just keep in mind you are gonna still making a line.
And you know, the way to resolve that problem is to come early. Wake up early.
So that will be another one of our recommendations, early admission. So thank you, Carla, for pointing that out. If you wake up early.
And that's coming from a teenager. Wake up early and come to the park.
Yeah, because you know I love waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
If you wake up early, you're able to do early admission. Now, early admission today happened to be in Island of Adventure, which means the resort guests, the majority of the annual pass holders can go as early as 7 in the morning, at least today. If you buy through a travel agent like us, you could also take advantage of early admission without staying on property, which is amazing. So a lot of people think, okay, I gotta stay in a hotel to get early admission, or I have to be an AP to get early admission. No, guys, I'm sharing with you, buy your tickets through a travel agent and you get early admission. Now, when you do early admission, Karen and the kids have been able to do Hagrid's, for example, for not even 20 minutes, right?
No. Yeah.
And then you go to the Velocicoaster and it's like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, if you go with Everybody else, when the park opens at 8 in the morning, you're looking at an average of 120 minutes for Hagrid's and about 45 minutes for the Velocicoaster. So early admission is the way to go. That's what we're saying. Come here 2 to 3 days, park to park. You could do early admission. If you're staying on property, by 10 or 11 o'clock, you could go back to your resort, enjoy for...
Go to the pool.
Yeah, go to the pool, enjoy that sometimes expensive room that you have paid, you know, and take it from there, and then come back later on to the park. The other thing I want to mention about express passes is that if you're staying on the resorts such as Royal Pacific, Hard Rock, and Portofino, you could use your room key. Those are the 3 deluxe resorts that allow you.
It's already there. Express passes are included on the reservation.
Right, that's one of the perks.
Those reservations are pretty high up there. Price.
So while you may pay $1,000 over here, you could actually get a room at Portofino or Hard Rock on an average of 600 to 700. Sometimes Royal Pacific will be 300 to 400. And let's say a family of 4, all of us get the express pass. And here's another thing that people don't know. Let's say we check in today, then we get express passes for today, and then we gotta check out tomorrow. And guess what? We get express passes for tomorrow. Now you are inside a park, whether it's Universal or Island of Adventure and even Volcano Bay. What should you do at this point?
You should definitely by now have downloaded the app on your phone, because that way it'll help you navigate through the parks.
Yeah, it tells you the wait times, the show times, they points out the restaurant and things like that. So it's an advantage. That's the best way to navigate, like Karen said. We like it. I mean, some people are still kind of like old school. They like the paper map.
But the paper map doesn't tell you the times.
Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong. You could stand on over there, like in that section. I'm kind of far. But there's a board, electronic board over there. It tells you the times and it tells you the wait times. But
you have an electronic one right here as well.
It works perfectly fine, people.
And it's with you the whole time.
Exactly. Now, the other thing I want to let you guys know that you will be able to find exclusive merchandise in stores like this one. In the beginning of each of the parks, whether it's here, Island, or Volcano Bay, there's always like a main store. In this case, this is the store that has all the exclusive merchandise. You could also find that on City Walk. City Walk has a store that's called the Legacy Store, which they actually showcase things like Jaws, Back to the Future, E.T., you know, older rides or movies like that, which is awesome. And they also have the Universal Store, which is similar to this over here. So buy exclusive merchandise. You're talking about, you know, Harry Potter, the Minions, Jurassic World. It used to be Shrek too.
The Simpsons.
Yeah, so a lot of cool merchandise. As we mentioned earlier, Universal happens to be the home of all the family attractions. There's not many thrilling rides in here. So, for example, you have the Minion over here. You have E.T., the Simpsons ride. So it's more like the movie and shows, kind of like related content per se. So that's why Universal is more like family, more of a family park. Now, if you're looking for thrill, you gotta go to IOA, Island of Adventure. That's where you can find all the major roller coasters like the Hulk. You can find the Velocicoaster, Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. That is amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the park to go if you're looking for thrill. Honestly, that's the park that if you want to bring more the teenagers that, you know, to enjoy, and the preteen over there to enjoy more of an adventure. That's what, you know, rightfully so, that's the park to go. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind that there's a huge difference. The only roller coaster that Universal has is this one over here, which is a Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. And the Mummy, that at this point of recording is currently, at this moment, as the recording of this video happens to be under refurbishment, about to open soon. However, that's it. You don't have anything thrilling other than those two. And as we mentioned, you want to get go to a water theme park, then Volcano Bay is the way to go. So that's basically the major difference between both parks. A lot of people getting confused, but that's what I say, get a park-to-park ticket. Another thing that you must know, I don't know if you see how cloudy it gets over here, is the actual weather. During the summertime, it rains. So if you're gonna come to a theme park here in Florida, you must be prepared, whether it's with ponchos or umbrellas. You can see, being that we're local, we're prepared. We know, we check the forecast all the time. So at that point, we'll actually know to carry an umbrella when we need to, because it's gonna rain. So that's something that you need to be aware, because the weather here in Florida changes like that quick. The next item in the list happens to be the virtual line. Now, the reason why I'm pointing out to the Mommy is currently under refurbishment right now, soon to be open. But one thing that we could share with you is that when we're busy, when the park is super busy, the Mommy automatically turns into a virtual line. So what they do is that they put like an A-frame over here, and you could scan a barcode, or you could actually go to the app and join a virtual line. They also do the same thing with Hagrid's. So FYI, that's the reason why it's so important that you have the application. That way, all you have to do is go to the Universal application, and boop, you got it. Then you just put yourself on a virtual line. It's easier, but a lot of times it gets full fast.
Right, because by the time you come here, it'll be full.
The other cool thing about Universal and Island of Adventure is that you get to see characters, just like in Disney. Over here, you got the Blue Brothers. They actually play songs, a good 3 to 4 songs. But things like, you get to see SpongeBob, you get to see Scooby-Doo, you get to see Shrek, Donkey, you get to see Marilyn Monroe. Yeah,
You get to see Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. If you go, yeah, exactly. If you go to the other part, you get to see Spider-Man. You get to see, and for the little ones over there, you get to see Dr. Seuss character. So, yeah, which is pretty cool to see too. Sometimes, once in a while, you may even get to see Popeye and Olive.
Yes.
So, characters just no different than Disney. The next thing that you actually should know is the fact that you could buy here a Souvenir Cup, and it comes basically with a refill all day. And the best part is that if you bring your Souvenir Cup later on, like us, look at us with Halloween Horror Nights Souvenir Cup.
We're ready.
All that we have to do is pay for the refill for the day, and that will get us covered on this park and in Island of Adventure. So with our discount, that comes to like $9.99. And honestly, I've done the math. If we refill it 3 times, we actually broke even, which is wonderful. And then after that, it's on Universal. That's the best way that I could describe it. So honestly, it's the best deal. So that's one thing, honestly, that I feel Universal does a heck lot better than Disney. And every time that we come to the park, we most of the time, try to get a refill. And
you have to stay hydrated here.
Yeah, during the summer, it's brutal around here.
Any time of the year, you have to stay hydrated.
Another thing that you should know is that Universal has been lately pushing the fact of mobile ordering. And the reason why they're doing this is because sometimes lines like here on Richter's, they could actually get as long as back here. I think in the last 2 to 3 weeks, they announced the Thunderbolts and Captain America in Iowa went back to mobile ordering. So you can expect most of the restaurant going on mobile order. I know that Today's Cafe has it. Voodoo Donuts and City Walk has it. I'll show you on the screen everything that it shows up in the app right now and the time of recording this video as mobile order. So keep that in mind.
Honestly, I know a lot of people don't like mobile ordering, but I like mobile ordering just because it's an easier. If you're in a line, you can start ordering what you want for lunch and then just go. You might still have to wait, obviously. And
I think that whether we like it or not, that's basically how we're moving. Now, Khalil, what are you drinking over there? Sprite. So one thing I gotta tell you, I forgot telling you the regular price. I told you the price with my discount. as an annual pass holder. But regular price with tax is $11.70. And the cool thing is that they do have machines around the park where you could actually refill it. I think you gotta wait, what is it, 5 to 10 minutes? But still, by the time, trust me, by the time you walk from one point to the other, you're probably either not done with your drink or it is another station where you could actually get something else.
You could get it on vending machines and like stands.
So when Khalil was referring as vending machine, this is what he means. It's a freestyle machine, Coca-Cola machine. So you basically select what drink you want, and it has a sensor that reads it and allows you to get whatever drink you want. But other things that you should know is that inside the park, there happens to be sit-down restaurants. So here's one example, Lombard's. And over here in Universal, you have Finnegan's. We have done food reviews on both restaurants. We actually like them both. And also, if you go to Island of Adventure, you're gonna have Confisco and Mythos. Just know that you must have, preferably, reservations in advance, because if not, you're gonna wait a while because they tend to be very popular. So here we are, guys, in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. One of the two that you're able to find in Universal Studios property.
Two?
So we happen to be here in Diagon Alley in Universal Studios, and
Osmo at Island of Adventure.
there you go. So these are the only locations currently in United States and in the world that you are able to find both in a Universal property, which is amazing.
That's awesome.
So that's something that you should know before you come, and that's another reason why you must need a park-to-park ticket, so you are able to enjoy both worlds, right?
Yes.
And also, why not catch in the train?
You should. If you actually have tickets for both parks, you should go from one side to the other and from the other side back. When you ride the train, there's two different shows that you see. So one way is one show, and when you come back, it's a different show. So try to do both so you can see both.
Seriously, Diagon Alley is amazing to see and enjoy. Whether you come to Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade, this is the only places in the parks that you're able to find butterbeer, which is the most popular item.
And not just butterbeer. You can find different things made from butterbeer. So fudge, ice cream, a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, so this is the only location in both parks that you could find it. You know, going to Diagon Alley or Hogsmeade. Now, I talked to you earlier about the Freestyle Coca-Cola machine and the Souvenir Cup. Please know that you're not gonna be able to find Coke products around this area because it doesn't go with the theming. However, if you eat in their sit-down restaurant, in there you could actually buy. All right, guys, so the last thing that we feel you should know before you go is what?
Always start at the back of the park.
Why do people need to start in the back of the park?
You're gonna get more rides done if you start all the way in the back. Everybody concentrates in the front. So if you definitely come to the back, then you can do all this section first and then head to the front.
And that's a good point, because if you didn't do early admission, then you're competing against everybody else. And guess what? They want to do the Minions, they want to do the
A lot
Mommy.
of people just go straight like how they're coming in. So
Right.
Minions first, Minions where they're gonna go.
And a lot of people go to Hagrid's.
Yes.
So you know what? Might as well start on the back where they're not as popular, quote unquote. And then you will be able to do more than if you start and follow everybody.
All the way back.
Here we go, guys. So from Universal Studios, I hope we were able to help you with the things that you should know before you go, because I know it was a lot of information, but definitely I think if you learn from our experiences, that should make your day a little bit better. I mean, we can guarantee it, but at least easier for sure. So it was a fun day over here at Universal Studios. So anyway, just leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think. If you have any other question that we could answer, we would love to actually talk to you and hear from you. But anyways, we'll see you in our next adventures. Bye.
Bye.